Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome to another episode of another pod, Do Not Relent. Maybe you've heard of Dastardly Duos, but we're the Trustedly Trio. I'm Slidewhistle.
Hello, it is Immunization.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. And if you could please get closer to your phone or listening device, you are just on the edge of this cheery bomb, and I'd really like to get the max amount of points for some reason.
All right, let's just go right into it. No frills, no nothing while it's fresh on our minds. Dastardly Duos. I'm going to say I didn't think I was going to like it, but after doing maybe like 10 or so today, I actually think it's okay if we get some tweaks. A couple tweaks are needed, I think.
My initial reaction, I've only done it twice so far. Just before recording, Aaron and I grouped up and did one, and then I did one by myself before that. My initial reaction is that it's fine. I don't mind it. I feel like it's perfectly acceptable for this time in the patch, right? Like, it's just a little something extra to like tide us over until like the next major thing. I like that it's a little wacky and silly. I will say I was a little confused, honestly, just being thrown in and not really sure what to do at first.
Yeah, because the introductory quest, perhaps they go about it in more voice lines or things like that I didn't hear. But it's like, eat the burger, drink the milkshake. Okay, get in there now. And I'm like, what did the burger or milkshake do? It was not until my second or third time that I realized, like, oh, these are like buffs and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of them that you can choose. I was just like, they told me to drink the milkshake and eat the burger, so I guess I'll do that every time forever now.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, what the hell am I doing with these things? But, I mean, you probably didn't notice it. Did you go through all the food options? Because you can order different food that can show up. And one of them is up your alley.
So I only saw the two that were just on the table, like, right when I arrived, which was a big, bad, beefy, booty burger. And then a cake from a fan, which, like, I'm never trusting a cake from a fan, so...
You can order, there's a vegetarian option, and it's a questionable garden dog. And it's like, you want one of these nasty hot dogs made of plants? Okay, it's going to make you fart more, though.
So what does it do, then?
When you eat it, you get more experience. So you get, like, ×2, I think, just to your body. But you end up farting vicious goo constantly. Maybe like every 25 seconds there'd be a huge gas explosion that erupts from around you, and it knocks everything out of your fucking cherry bomb circle if you don't take care of it and move away fast enough.
Huh. That's interesting. But could you also use it to knock things into your cherry bomb circle?
Good luck aiming that. Maybe. I didn't think about that. I was really struggling to keep things within my cherry bomb because I'm not tanking, and Miss Tank Lady is gonna she's running up to fucking wazoo. I guess we talk about followers, right? Or
yeah, I guess that's a good segue there. So default, if you're one person, it adds 4 people. If you are, looks like for Aaron and I added 3 of them, and they're like the typical like followers that are in like the follower dungeons, I believe, or in the story mode raid. So it's like, oh, like Garrick was there and she was a tank. And as Slide was saying, it was really like PMOing me off that like she just stayed outside of all, like every circle, like every good circle she was staying outside of. And I was on my priest, so I was like, okay, well, I can at least like pull her in. So then like she can bring all those things. And no, I pulled her in, then she immediately charged back out. I'm like, okay now.
Yeah, she definitely will do her job of attracting attention, but not do her job of moving things around. To the point that so this is week 1, so Glub Talk from the Dead Minds is here. And at one point he goes, I'm gonna channel the elements and you better watch out and move. But she refuses to. So for me, I don't know if, I mean, it probably didn't for Immune because he was healing, but I don't know if this happened for you, Slide. Although never mind, because you're a healer too. She'll die. So both times that I did it by myself, she died. And then you get resurrected if you die, but they don't. So it became a wild journey of me running around getting hit by Glubtalk and all these guys. And I'm on the verge of death every time because I'm not a tank, as that poor Tauren woman is trying to keep me up. And I'm like, why, Garrick? Why didn't you just move out of everything?
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know you could die. I thought we all kept you up long enough that, like, in like a follower dungeon or whatever, I've never seen them die. It frightened me.
So she died for me too, and I was healing her. But the reason why I think she's more apt to die this week is because if you look at her debuffs, one of the bosses, it's the guy from Hellfire Ramparts, I think, or he's the TBC Red Orc guy. He puts a mortal wounds healing debuff on her that causes her to get 25% less healing for each stack. I think that's the number.
Yeah, and it keeps stacking up, so like it was really impossible to heal through. I mean, I kept her alive somehow, but like she had like 200% healing reduction. I was like popping all my cooldowns and just to barely keep her at like 10% health. And the one I did on my own, yeah, the instance ended and she had 3% health.
But so basically, just target that guy first, like try to boil him down. But also, did you guys use the Motherlode Goblin mech things at all? Did you hop into those?
No, I do have a key to them, I believe. They give you various little trinkets when you defeat it, but I cannot say I usually I set up the 2 cherry bombs in the middle, and then we just hit the guy for 7 minutes.
So I recommend running over to that machine and dragging it over into the cherry bomb because it has 2 abilities, right? One of the abilities is a cone that just does fire damage, which is nice, but the other ability is a big bomb, huge AoE radius, and it pulls things into the middle. So you can actually move things around if, say, your fucking tank lady is on the edge of glory outside of your cherry bomb. You can actually pull mobs into your cherry bomb or anywhere you want. You can even move Glubtalk when he's up and spinning. He just he jumps into the air and lands where you target him to land, basically. It's a really crazy thing.
And it also sounds like it counteracts the fact that Garrick just doesn't put things where they need to be as well. So that must be helpful as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know what? I didn't try pinging. Thinking about it now, I wonder if she responds to pings. Because I was doing like slash attack or slash like charge there, but I never tried like just directing her.
It would not surprise me. I mean, because like they ping at you in dungeons, which it like aggressively ping at you in dungeons, that it almost feels rude.
I think it's good overall. There's a lot of weird things in there.
So, do we know what comes out of this? I've been getting old transmog that I believe is at veteran level. Is there something that we're building up towards, or is it just a fun thing to get veteran level gear?
So there's a toy that will be coming out. It's not out yet. It's basically that like podium that you can stand on at the end, like the 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a mount that I think you get at the last week. The turtle, it's like the red turtle, Koopa Mario Bros. Cannon turtle guy. Can't fly, I don't think though. But I think to get it, okay, so you know how like Turbulent Timeways was like, do X amount of dungeons this week.
Mm-hmm.
This one
to kill all 8 eventually. All 8 of the bad guys that show up.
Yes, but there's an achievement, right? And right now it lists 6 weeks. So it's like, weeks 1 through 6. And it says week 1, get 30,000 points. And then week 2, get 60,000 points. And it just has different varying point thingies. So if you want the achievement, it doesn't say the achievement gives you the turtle. It doesn't say you get a mount from it, which I think is weird, but I'm pretty sure that's got to be tied to something, right? It can't just be an achievement. So basically, I'm aiming to get whatever points it tells me to get every week. So I got 30k this week, which actually was kind of hard because, again, I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't direct Garrick, I don't think. Maybe I can, but who knows?
It's really interesting because, like, yeah, they just kind of throw you in there. They don't explain any of the bonuses. They don't explain really any of the mechanics of like what any of the ads or anything do. They don't like explain how you get points. They don't explain what the points mean. They don't explain how to maximize your points. They don't explain like how to get additional time. They don't exchange that. Apparently standing in a spotlight gets you an achievement.
I mean, yeah, like it's just kind of a go in and just walk around and figure it out, which I don't think is bad because like the rewards aren't really anything this week and it's pretty quick. So like, it doesn't take that much time just to like dick around in there. But it is funny that they don't even have like little signs or anything. They're just like, yeah, you guys will figure it out. You guys are smart.
Yeah, I just feel like WoW normally like over explains things, if anything.
I do like that it's kind of wrestling coded too. So I was looking through the achievements, and one of the achievements is to die 3 times and then win at the end, and you get underdog. You to be a true underdog. And so I did that, and then I talked to Vinny Sweets, and he was like, "You did it, kid. You did it. The crowd loves an underdog. Now it's time for you to get out there and keep winning, and they're really gonna love you." And I was like, "Okay, Vinny Sweets, let's go. I want to be a darling." That's an option you can tell them.
You know, you say it's wrestling coded, which I agree with you. I like because actually something I thought of was like in particular the Glitz Pit in Thousand Year Door. Like I specifically thought about that because of the cake that I mentioned earlier.
Never eat cake from a fan. Trying to think what so like part of me does wish though it was more Brawlers Guildy. This is like a little easier than Brawlers Guildy, which is fine.
Yeah, each boss has maybe one ability, and then some of them, I swear some of them I didn't even see. Like Lord Walden is supposed to have Pistol Brigade, but I didn't see him do it. He claimed he did, but maybe it was just hitting Garrick, and I was just way over somewhere else, and I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of that's what I was gonna say about like one of my complaints is why did they choose such tiny ass bosses? Because I can't see them. Why didn't they just pick like all the big guys? Like because just choosing a undead who's smaller than the mobs who are being summoned in around him is very odd of a choice. At least scale him up like 1.5 size or something.
Honestly, scale them up like 10 times size. I think it'd be funny because like as you said, there's just like all these like ads around too, and I'm like, which one's the fucking boss? Like, I don't know. Oh, also, I could not figure out what causes the giant like slowly walking robots to come out that have like electric fields around them.
I believe that's just round 2. It's tougher. They always show up after you kill the first 2 guys, so I just assume it's like now it's inconvenient to fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. And I haven't been able to kill one yet because I can't fucking get my followers to stop hitting the boss. I'm like, guys, stop hitting the boss. Why don't you kill his Worgen ads first so we get more points? But they don't fucking listen. They just slaughter the boss. So this is...
Are you able to do damage to the shocking robots? I assumed they were just...
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed they were just like obstacles.
I got one of them down to like 25% health because it was just me hitting it. And then because they killed the boss, it ended. And I was like, well, that's bullshit. You're telling me I have to be in a party of 5, or I guess at least 4 or 3, so we can actually like target things down and let the other guys do whatever. That's kind of stupid, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I will say, like comparing running one by myself and then running one in a group with Aaron, it ended so much faster when we were doing it together, just because I don't know what those follower DPS are doing. Probably nothing, honestly. Because like when I was doing it mine solo, like I felt like I was doing like a lot of the damage there, as well as trying to keep Garrick alive from herself or whatever. Do you think like as a tank there's a way to mitigate that like heal absorb? Is she just like eating it?
I don't know. I think you just gotta kill the guy. She will lay on hands herself once. I mean, that's how it works. But
she's a paladin.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't know that. I assumed she doesn't have a bunch of fancy stuff, so I assumed she was a protection warrior.
Yeah, she got them pink party frames.
Oh, I see.
You gotta turn on class color frames to change your life. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I feel like that always is really funny with things like this because like because I feel like there are a lot of characters like that where it's like, oh, I guess that's their class, and I feel like that's why people know it sometimes, just because it's technically coded into the WoW game, I guess.
Yeah, because it's paladin, it's a shaman, it's a hunter, and is it a mage?
A druid, and yeah, I guess Based on what I remember, it is a female dwarf fire mage is the final DPS.
Interesting. Wait, so you as a mage, they gave you a second mage? They didn't like...
No, I've seen her
okay.
because, I mean, it's all the people from the island introduction, so I know her. And then when I've run follower content with other characters, I've seen this character.
Yeah, we should really learn their names, but, they're just there. Oh, wait. What isn't the Worgen Hunter there? Isn't it Huxtable something?
He is, yeah. It's like Andy something. my dude Andy, but I don't remember his name. I hate to say, because I don't see him very often because I do not run follower content. But now I'm going to be seeing him a lot, I guess, because I don't know why. I thought they threw you into a big soup, like a looking for group with a bunch of other people. It's interesting to me that they said, nope, we're just bringing whoever you brought. So if you're alone, like I will be 99% of the time, you get the funky bunch.
My first one I tried, I said, get rid of my followers. It's just going to be me going in here. And I quickly realized why they gave me the followers.
I wonder at what point will that even be viable? I'm sure there will be a point where someone's so stacked that maybe they can do it. But like, I mean, stuff still has a lot of health right now, let alone when you get multiple bosses beating you up.
Well, so I don't know if that will ever happen because everybody who enters this is scaled down to 619 and all the enemies are 620 eye level. So they scale us down to take away our power to make it on par.
That's crazy. Also, when does this event end?
6 weeks, I think, going by the achievement. Maybe there's like an extra week in there for like wiggle room. Oh, because they announced the date of 1117, Legacy of Arathor, right? Legacy of Arathor? Yeah, Arathor. It's not Arathi, right?
I'm just putting my finger up in the air. I believe it is Arator.
Arator.
I believe there's no H, because it's the young boy that's going to lead our way into Midnights.
So yeah, 1117's coming, and they gave us a date. I feel like it's July 17th, but maybe I'm just pulling that out of my butt cheeks.
I would agree with July 17th. I could easily look it up, but I'm just going to trust you.
It's June.
It's June 17th for 11.7. Fuck! Oh, I gotta get out of here.
Okay, wow. We're actually... Okay, so I know we were really shitting on their schedule. Maybe they kind of nailed the content schedule, because currently right now, I still have to do my visions, which has been hard as fuck, and I kind of like how hard it is. It's like, it hurt me harder. And then we have this thing happening, and then you're telling me that this is going to drop in the middle of Dastardly Duos, or like 3/4 of the way there?
So what all is included in the Legacy of Arator patch?
So we talked about this a little bit. I think right when 11.15 came out, we got news about this, and we're like, slow down, Blizzard, what the fuck? But so we have Lore Walking with Lore Walker Cho, where players levels 10 and up will be able to speak with our favorite Fat Panda and go through 3 repeatable quest chains. Meet the Ethereals, experience Zalatat's storyline, and face the path with Arthas.
So like, what's the point of this content? Just like do it? No, I mean, like it. That sounded bad, but like, what is it? Just like additional quest lines? Like, is it for leveling?
You're lore walking with Lore Walker Cho. You're getting lore by walking with them. Walk with a Loris.
Okay, so it's giving like scenario to me, maybe.
I'm going to assume, and they've done this a couple times before, Warcraft is making a big push to get people in the game right now. I've seen a lot of YouTube ads, which is crazy. Like, I know I talk about Warcraft so my phone listens, but I'm getting a lot of advertisements right now. So probably they're expecting a bunch of people to show up, and then it's like, the problem that it's always been, it's like, how do you explain lore that happened 16 actual in-game years ago?
Right?
So now it's like, okay, guys who are just TWW, you only know this. Here's 3 big stories that happened at some
And then
point.
not only did they happen in the past, probably a long time ago, it's also a good refresher for people who have been here, because it sounds like these are 3 particular storylines that are going to be very heavy hitters in the upcoming expansions here.
Methinks, yeah, Aaron, you're onto something. I think maybe something big's happening soon, because here are the 3 quest chains that are happening. Meet the Ethereals. Travel to Netherstorm to fight against Dimensius. Meet up with Illyria and Locust Walker in Legion, and head into the Shadowlands to meet the Brokers and gain access to Tazavesh. I know that our girl, Venari, is here, and Venari apparently used to live on the Ethereal world. Did we know that? She's from Ethereal Land.
You know, what's funny is, like, back in Shadowlands, we always said that the Brokers reminded us of Ethereals, but I always was under the impression that they were not Ethereals, so that's a little peculiar to me.
Also, I just put it together that Venari, in this past situation, will have her broker body. I was like, she can't travel nowhere because she fried herself and put herself into Zereth Mortith's Matrix. But this is in the past when she had a physical body.
Yeah, which is also why we're experiencing Xalatath's storyline, which I've already watched the video. I've watched the PTR video about. Learn more about the Blade of the Black Empire in Legion, and see how Xalatath gained her body in BFA. Creepy.
So what, are we going to be viewing the priest quest chain from, like, third-person point of view? Or is there going to be like, oh, and then here is this stupid player character helping resurrect Xalatath?
Fucking immune. We get to watch her goofing ass show up. Here's your purple lady body. And I'll just be smashing the glass on the other side. No, don't do it. Also, you mentioning third person reminds me. Do you know that kids today allegedly can't read in third person anymore?
Can they even read?
Very sad. Apparently, they cannot. This is just like internet people being like, haha, them. But I have seen a couple teenagers on Twitter being like, I can't handle third person omniscient.
What do you mean?
Like, that is a step too far. They can't wrap their heads around it anymore. It's like, it's got to be first person or else I cannot read this book. I cannot understand the narrative.
That's crazy. I saw a thing that said Gen Z parents don't like reading to their kids because books are boring. And I'm like, how much of this is just like the generational shitting on? You know what I mean? Where it's like millennials are killing this industry because they are spending too much money on avocado toast. Like, surely
We're finally getting old enough that we are doing it now. We're being like, Gen Z is dumb and they hate books and they can't do anything but look at screens.
Fortnite L dance. And the last one is, this one I'm not excited about. Face the past with Arthas. Return the Stratholme. Experience the chills of betrayal in Wrath of the Lich King. Face memories of old. We know the Stratholme story. What the fuck?
How many times do we gotta do this?
We have had to do this one in like 6 different dungeons over the years in like 4 different expansions. Do you think the infamous Arthas is a speck of dust, let him float into the air cutscene will be featured?
I hope so. But people are just going to be like, they brought Arthas back and they don't know what to do with them. And it's like, it's a flashback. It's the 18th flashback we've had. Shut up.
Yeah, but no, I'm with Aaron. If it doesn't end with Anduin letting a little speck of him fly up into the middle of nowhere, I'm sad.
Shove that speck of dust up Hitler's ass where Arthas belongs. That's a little Nikki reference, if you didn't know. Little Nikki. We are a Little Nikki podcast. It's been a while since we mentioned this, but in case you forgot.
This is true.
Also, happy birthday, Keith David. That my phone sent me a push notification from Facebook, and I was like, oh, did someone like a thing? And it's Halo, a page I had liked back in 2009 when we were actively liking pages. It's like, did you know it's Keith David's birthday? And I was like, thanks, Keith.
HBD,
happy, yeah. Happy, 68th birthday, buddy.
Overcharged delves are coming.
Okay, that's the one that really fried me. I was like, what the fuck is this? Did we hear about this in the past? We must have, but
yes.
I'm sorry, everyone. I just don't think about delves very often.
Notorious delve hater over here. 6 delves will be overcharged. Kriegvol's Rest, Skittering Breach, The Spiral Weave, Nightfall Sanctum, Fungal Folly, Side Street Sluice. And by being overcharged, a new delve-specific affix is being introduced with tons of shiny loot up for grabs along the way.
The way you said overcharge just made it sound like these particular delves are experiencing high levels of inflation.
The damn tariffs made their way to Skittering Hollow, shaking my damn head.
But you are going to want to do these, apparently, because we have a new piece of gear coming our way. The Titan Disc Belt. The Titan Disc Belt that players obtain at the start of the event will upgrade with a weekly quest. And this quest will make the belt, I think, stronger than the gear we're currently wearing, I'm pretty sure. And it also has a trait tree. A quest and a trait tree.
Twee. This is just very interesting to me that, like, we have all these patches with, like, additional new mini power-ups that are being introduced in this, like, in-between area between major patches. So it's like we got our, like, little head enchant. Now we have our little shiny belts.
And the shiny belt will be Warband account wide. So all your peeps can wear your new shiny belt. And they can also ride in the new overcharged mech suit, which is just a recolor of the Legion Light mech suit that costs like a fucking, 200,000 monies? Something like that?
Yeah, it was multiple hundred thousands of the Argus bucks. So how does doing a delve get me this? Is it a random chance, which I like, or is it I have to be good?
Not a random chance. I think you just I think they hand you the belt when the event starts.
I meant the mech.
Oh, the mech? Oh, I don't fucking know. It says many new rewards are coming with overcharged delves, including more delve currency, new gear, and more. So maybe you buy it with delve monies is my assumption.
Boo! Boo! Although I guess I can get delve money by just doing them. It's not like I need to be, like, skilled at delves, so... Oob! Oob! I take back my booze. I'm gonna go train him instead of hang out with my son!
My new son!
Oob! My new son! I sure hope he does good work in Dragon Ball GT! That's a joke, because Oob fucking sucks, even after he gets, like, 17 power-ups.
Never be the same, you know? When you're not pink goo, what can you do?
You know, they just needed another storyline because, like, Goku was otherwise going to be forced to have to be a good father and husband, and they're like, no, he needs something else, and, like, what better than to be a father figure to literally anyone else other than his actual children?
I prefer him taking care of some kid in Fantasy India as opposed to what Super gave him, where it's just like, I work on a goddamn radish farm. Smish.
Why would he fucking do that? Maybe that's a topic for After Dark, which we're recording after this episode, which you can check out at patreon.com/do not relent. This might be the best episode we've ever recorded, I say before we even record it.
Well, you also said might, so, like, there's a lot of if there.
We have plausible deniability, if it's average.
Turbulent Timeways returns with patch 11.17, and it brings forth more dungeons we are nostalgic about, because that's right, BF Astronauts, BFA is being added, and they're starting and ending the weeks with BFA. So you get 2 Turbulent BFA weeks.
Okay, so, like, my main thing right now is that, like, I feel like 11.1.7 already has a decent amount of, like, things here. I almost feel like I am more confused about why they didn't take the things in 11.1.5 and push them forward. You know what I mean? Like, because you said, like, we're still working on, like, our visions. Obviously, we'll still be having a few more weeks of the duo, well, 5 more weeks of the duos. I feel like the beginning of 11.1.5 was pretty light. I feel like they definitely could have put things at the beginning if these things are coming, like, what is this, like, in 2 weeks now?
Yeah, I think their assumption is that everyone is just going to devour the content the second they get it. So they're like, we'll space it out for those freaks who can't help themselves to just stick their whole face in the pie and just slurp it all up.
Yeah, but Dastardly Duos is time gated over the course of 6 weeks, and Horrific Visions at least would take 2 weeks because you have to do both.
Yeah, so for Visions at least, you'd be done if you were a pie slurper, right? Dastardly Duos, I don't think the pie slurpers are doing Dastardly Duos. Dastardly Duos just seems more casual themed, that they're like the people who won't really care about this one that much.
I like how WoW players are divided into two distinct categories: casual players or pie slurpers.
I was choking. I was laughing. Yes, that is. I mean, that's that's it. Those are the two. But if you do the time ways this time around, you get time Captain Hooktail. So that's fucking sick. Fucking pirate dragon woman.
Clarification,
Hold on,
as
hold
a mount.
on, hold on. Yes, but also, it's not called like Time Lost Pirate Dragon. It is called Time Captain Hooktail.
No, it's called Chrono Corsair. I was trying to.
Okay.
avoid that.
I was like, I don't know how it's one thing to enslave a random ass dragon and be like, you only exist as my mount. It's another to take this woman, pluck her out of history, and be like, you will now exist with all of my many griffins. You will only gain sentience when I pull you out to dragon ride to my next world quest.
When like whenever you summon her to as your mount, and then like you just need like a announcement that's like, my mount is our captain is a dragon.
God, that'd be so scary. She can't see anything in the other world in my pocket space, and so she just comes out like, what's going on? And I'm just like, oh, I have to get over there to get that extra mining node. And then we fly for a second, and then she goes, please don't put me back.
Don't put me back in there. Oh, actually, okay, I don't know what's worse. What Aaron proposed, by us taking this woman, or because Ballhead says the Chrono Corsair looks quite similar to Time Captain Hooktail, and I'll look in your picture. I mean, it basically is just her, but like it's a dragon wearing a pirate hat. So we just stole a dragon and stabbed its head, a hat over its horn, and said, "Now you're Time Captain Hooktail, because we can't have her."
And even worse, this one's infinite. So she already lost. She lost everything in her life. She gave up, and now we're not giving. I guess we're giving her a job. We're giving her a duty to ferry me to the next mining node, but we're not helping her. We're not improving her life. Oh no, this poor creature.
Well, hey, you win some, you lose some. You die, or you become people's mount slave in between farming herbs.
But speaking of farming, you've then posted another picture into our host chat here, which features some recolors of old tier sets, like the tier 2 sets that got recolors during the 30th anniversary are now getting some more. And I see here a mage set that's my favorite color, orange.
Yes, they've recolored them, and they're like, you know what, we're going to give y'all some more of these since y'all like them so much. We don't know the method that they're going to be acquired in, but they're bringing back the Diablo Greedy Emissary event with the little loot goblins, and they're going to be some tied to that somehow. But with all of that comes a new event, which I think this could be awesome. Collector's Bounty. Alongside the Greedy Emissary event, a new event called Collector's Bounty launches with promises of increased drops in legacy content throughout Azeroth.
Sorry, it took me a minute for that to like hit my brain. So I feel like this is just huge for people who like have been trying to farm specific things.
See, I had the same questions Wildhead has. They're like, is this buff a mere increase in number of loot given by enemies and legacy content? Is it a turbo season for collectors, increasing drop rates for mounts, pets, and toys? Is it both? Are certain things excluded? Like, am I going to be able to get invincible at a higher chance? Probably not, right? Or probably yes. Who knows?
I mean, we've always said it. Like, there's no point to make, like, yes, it shouldn't be. Well, I don't even know. I was about to say you shouldn't necessarily always get it, but like, fucking, I'm sure they'll do an invincible recolor in the trading post, or you can buy it for $15. Like, who cares about exclusivity from a thing actually 16 years ago? Like, let's just give us the thing. Be like, I don't know, 1 in 3. Do ICC, do it again, you'll get it.
No, I know who cares. WoW players. The WoW players care.
Pie slurpers.
I was about to say those damn pie slurpers.
I mean, I think I care. I don't know. I like when I see somebody on a mount. When I see somebody on Mimiron's head, I'm like, oh, you lucky son of a bitch. That's it. I'm going to go fucking run that right now, and I'm going to get it because I saw you on this outside the auction house, and I'm going to fucking get it. And I never fucking get it. I like seeing rare mounts in the wild, and I don't even think I own a rare mount. Like, I don't even know, like, what I would even get on that's, like, my rare drop rate. Like, what is it?
Well, you have Ashes because you got it on, like, your first time ever.
Is it rare anymore,
I mean,
though?
what was your one from last week? You looked up your rarest mount then. It's your Raven. Who else paid 35 buckazoids for those
See,
two?
it doesn't count, though. Pays don't count. Pays don't count. What's my rarest picked up one? Maybe it's Ashes. Is it the Headless Horseman? I don't know. At this point, I feel like everybody has it. So I'm going to guess it's not going to include mounts. I think it's going to include more gear.
Watch it just be like something completely random. Because like, do we only know it by name? Is that all they teased of it?
That's all we know. We just know the promises of increased drops in legacy content throughout Azeroth.
That is so vague. Like it could mean literally anything. Yeah.
Makes me think it's going to be more so just gear. Because, they recently made it. Transmog is collectible from all characters. So I think it's going to be like just like transmog. I'm hitting the hammer on the head. If I'm wrong, God, strike me down.
Well, I guess we have. You said this is coming in 10.1.7. I guess we have until then. That'll be our final episode before Slidewhistle is smited live on podcast.
God, I hope I make it to be able to use the one button assistant before I go, because that's also coming.
You'll be able to hit the one button in your final moment as you get fried.
Or maybe like God will be merciful enough in his smiting that like he will just strike you down within literally an inch of your death so that you will basically only have one finger to play WoW.
One finger in paradise. One finger too is more than nice. You guys don't want to get on this?
One finger in paradise.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really hurt, gonna need some ice. Cause every single part of my body is fried except for the finger I used to use the one finger mode.
In paradise.
Wow, great jam session, guys. Great jam session. Okay, it's time. We have to bring us to a segment we thought we would never have on this podcast.
No, please don't.
It's Classic Corner. Classic Corner. Hitting my xylophone.
Oh my God.
Well, now you fucking gave me homework. I had an idea I was writing down, okay, he did a theme for this, but then you put xylophone. I gotta look up xylophone now.
Ding, 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 ding. Make it like really jarring and bad. Like the.
It's gonna be because xylophone's gonna be in it.
I mean, I think it's very fitting, actually, that before the three of us, for the first time in who knows however long, talk about, like, classic WoW, like, seriously.
I believe not since episode
41.
Quote, classic schmassic has any of us decided to venture into this territory.
WoW has got my testicles in quite a grip right now, and they're tugging and tugging and tugging. I'm playing so much retail. We got my 14th son, right? Then something about Mop Classic coming up really got me being like, let me get back in there and get a tune ready.
So, Slidewhistle has yanked both of us by the balls, too, and pulled us into Cata Classic. And I will say, it's a classic that, like, I kind of fucks with. You know what I mean?
It's close enough. I still think there are so many things that still irk me, but I think maybe my mop, they fix this. So I'll barrel down, I'll keep going, and then in a month's time, maybe everything will be fixed.
Yeah, so I reached out to friends of the pod, Heavy and Nam, and I was like, hey, you guys playing Classic Mop at all? And he's like, yeah, we gotta go. Come on over on Actiash. And I was like, I ain't doing shit on Pagel. I'll come on over. I paid $14 to transfer my druid over. That's how serious I am about this.
You're a little too serious, honestly.
I really like it. I really like the feral. I had no idea, guys. I didn't know that Guardian Druid wasn't a spec in Cata Classic. Was it ever a spec until Mop? Because Feral Combat is both Feral the Cat and Guardian the Druid combined. I didn't know that was a thing.
So, like, was there... I'm like speechless by this information, by the way. I'm like, so was Druid just not like a normal tank then? Like, I feel like all the other specs like are distinctly like, this is a tank, you know?
I mean, I don't really know about other classes, but I do know that Guardian Druids were doing hella damage, and when a tank died, or whenever I felt like it, I could just turn into a bear and I could be a tank. And like I'm not like a half tank. I'm like a legitimate ass tank. And I'm like, that's sick. Because if you do that now, you're a bear with like 5 abilities, 4 abilities. Bitch, I had 9 abilities. I'm like, that's too many abilities.
Yeah, as I said, I felt like it's modern enough and like old enough that like it's been interesting leveling a priest, and I got the name Immunization too, so I'm like, sick, that's fun. Yeah, just leveling it and experiencing it like then, which is like, yeah, it's old enough that like it's like weird to me, but like more modern than any of the classics we've seen so far, that it's not as miserable. I feel like everyone's always told us, we've always acknowledged that I feel like Mop is like probably the first expansion that we would really fuck with. So I will continue to level this priest definitely just to be ready for Mop Classic, because I feel I'm excited for it, which is weird. I've never been excited for a classic launch like at all.
I have completely accidentally fallen into a hole when it comes to Growlina, the demonology warlock, because I was even there when it came out. I foolishly believed that by Mop we had our demons that were jumping on people. But I completely forgot that's a fucking like Shadowlands thing, I'm pretty sure.
Honestly, it just has been the jumping demons for so long now. Like, what was it before? What was the state of demonology?
The state of demonology when you are at level 41 is the only demonology aspect of it is you can summon a Felguard, but we are going through a laundry list of debuffs before I'm even touching the guy. You gotta put this curse on him, and then this fire debuff, and then this stinky debuff, and then this affliction debuff. And most of the time when it's a little guy, by the time I put everything on him, he's dead. I only really get to live the life on like dungeon bosses and stuff. But I'm worried because I'm pretty sure I remember playing my man Flandrickson way back when, and he did not have 2 Felguards he could summon that jumped on a guy, or Implosion where he could make 7 imps that shoot fire at a guy. I'm worried that I'm quickly careening towards a boring existence in Mop, but at the same time, I've put 41 levels into Growlina, and so I'm not gonna stop.
I also just want to acknowledge that I love all of the offshoots of Growlina, like the different named versions and all of their particular lore. So how is this character spelled for the listeners?
Same thing, but instead of 2 I's, it's I-E, Growlina.
Growlina.
Which is not the base, that is 2 I's, nor is it their cousin, which is just a single I, that's Growlina. Fun fact, they don't even actually know this one. It's like, how many Jennifers did you go to school with?
Damn.
You went to school with a Growlina and a Growlina.
This is the loser nobody talked to in Gilneas. Kind of just let her go on her own.
I did not change up whatever she looked like as a white lady, so I unfortunately had to look at that for a little bit until she got bit again.
Did you join a guild yet? The three of us. The three of us.
because you two have a guild and I don't know what it is, and I was like, can I get an invite? And you're like, oh, I'm so sleepy. You're like, oh, I'm at work. I keep getting invited to guilds, and I hit yes because I think it's you, because it's out of nowhere. And then I go, and all of a sudden, like, 17 people are joining at the same time, and the guy's like, congratulations, welcome to WoW. And I was like, this isn't the guild.
So it requires the 3 of us, me, you, and Heavy, to be online at the same time, because I don't have invite privileges, so I can't even invite anybody. I need him to do it, and he's only online when you're never online. So it's a triangle we haven't met in the middle.
Not to mention, I'm a little upset at Heavy. I don't know where he lives. Maybe it actually is the West Coast, so it's convenient for him. But for some reason, it auto loads to Pagel every time I load in.
Same.
So a solid 30 seconds is me seeing Grinkle's crinkly ass, and I was like, surely you didn't look like this in Cata, Grinkle. And then going to the thing, switching to get to Growlina on Atiesh.
I'm like, do I need to delete all my characters in here? Because why is it doing that to me? Is there a setting we're missing we can press to set, maybe?
It's probably trying to help us out and being like, you are very clearly living in the Eastern time zone. We'll give you the Eastern servers. And I was like, no, because Heavy of a guild that I'm not invited to is on a West Coast server.
It's also funny as if we don't all play on retail on a West Coast server.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah.
I honestly forget about it sometimes.
You know what? Yeah, so that really that takes the wind out of my sails for that theory.
Okay, next time you get a guild invite, I say just join it and accept it, and then once the time comes to get you into the guild, just dequit. Because you do get a 10% experience boost being in a guild. Because guilds had perks back in the days.
This is something I forgot about too. Because this was a thing when we first started, I believe. I don't know when they took this away.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I want to say maybe the beginning of Legion they started to strip back stuff. It had to be Legion. Had to be. But yeah, did you guys know that WoW devs don't call mop? They call it MOP.
I'm not down with MOP.
They audibly say MOP.
They audibly say MOP. Are you down with MOP?
No, I'm not. I just said I'm not down with it. It's mop. It's mop mix. Did they call it? Did they call it MOP remix? They probably did, just exactly like that. Or Miss the Pandaria remix every fucking time. Did we come up with mop mix?
No, we didn't. You put too much spaces between MOP. They go MOP. MOP mix. They say it really fast.
Ugh. I really wish we put more effort into WOD.
Yeah, so that's what
bad.
I need to find videos of them saying that. Do they always say Worlds of Draenor? I think I've heard Ian say WAD before. So I don't know, but Jeremy Fiesel, so they did I watched some of the PAX East, PAX, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what PAX even stands for, where they were talking about it and they always said
I'm sorry, I was
MOP.
petting my cat, Penny Arcade Expo.
I was like, that's PAX, but no, you're right, that's PAX. Actually, that's PAX.
Shut up. I'd go by PAX 2 though if that was my Christian name.
Yeah, PAX 2.
That's my non-binary name.
PAX 2?
Yeah, PAX 2.
Are they related to PAX Sun?
We don't talk about them anymore.
I have a PAX 3. It's a weed vape that does flower. That's actually what it's called. It's kind of weird. But they just announced today, for us, I guess, for the MOPers, Raid Finder will not be available in Mists of Pandaria Classic. That's famously when it started.
Well, it's not MOP Classic if it doesn't have that, is it?
They say, greetings! As we put a lot of thought and care into crafting the upcoming MOP Classic experience, we've developed 2 important updates and want to give you some insight. Raid Finder in MOP Classic. Blah, blah, blah. We've listened intently to players as they recounted their memories and experiences with the original content, and we've come to a conclusion. In 2011, raiding was a relatively niche activity, largely limited to organized guild groups that expected a fixed raiding schedule, and pickup groups during current content were non-existent on most realms. There were no pugs in 2011, apparently. I didn't know that. How would I? I wasn't there.
That's crazy to me. I don't know why.
It says, thus, the development team introduced Raid Finder towards the end of Cataclysm to make raiding more accessible, despite recognizing that it would weaken some social bonds because so few people were actually getting to face the Lich King or see Ragnaros after playing through Molten Front content. So basically they were like, y'all ain't fucking doing this shit. We want you to do this shit because we're fucking making it. Goddamn fucking do it. Look at it. How cool it looks. And basically the way their options, they're like, we're not doing it because we've evolved. And instead, you can get LFR gear through Celestial Dungeons, which is just a harder tier of dungeons, which apparently they've been doing this whole time for other ones I didn't even notice.
So is that like the version, like a Mythic Plus type thing?
I guess. It says a new additional tier, selectable from the Dungeon Finder, designed for players who are ready to move beyond heroic dungeons. I guess they did Titan Rune Dungeons in Wrath and Elemental Rune Dungeons in Cata Classic. Again, obviously, we weren't paying attention.
So we're gonna go ahead and sneak in a little spin of our sexiest NPC of the world power ranking.
There she blows. And by that, I mean this wheel of sexy NPCs. We're about to spin it.
Ooh, I hope it's a real boring one, a real snoozer for the end of the show.
Okay. It has officially landed on Arclight, which I distinctly remember this NPC.
Boo. It makes me sad because Arclight was named because he was the patron saint of Arclight Rumble shortly before it got gentrified into Warcraft Rumble, which then got forgotten to the sands of time.
So this is basically just like an electric eel, right?
Yes, it's a serpent. It's just a guy. It's just a snake. I was reading comments to see if like there's anything sexy in the comments. For hunters, Arclight is not a unique look, but does keep its name. Its name is Arclight, one word. Anybody can just rename anything Arclight. Why are they acting like that's special?
Yeah, that is odd to me.
Well, I guess we gotta be mean, right? Like, we don't care about Arclight Rumble because it's not even called that anymore.
Yeah, this guy got invited on a technicality. His cousin knew someone. But sorry, buddy. You're going to be ending up pretty low, you damn slippery snake. Also, one of you guys broke up Papa Steen and Mama Steen's marriage for a little bit. You put them on the rocks, and I don't appreciate that.
Damn, really causing strife wherever Arclight goes.
So how low are we thinking here, boys? This Arclight's slimy, slippery. Is that sexy? I don't know.
This is like we're at the bottom. We're like scroll to the very bottom. We're like 60 something, right?
Okay, so our 60 bracket here is we have High Executor Darthalia at 63, Pieces of Hate at 64, and Webster at 65.
I want to give him Darthalia's spot. I don't even like her, but move her up. I want Arclight and his cheating ass to know that his mediocrity boosted someone else.
All right, Arclight's going in 63. Welcome to the bottom. I'm afraid. How many spots is High Executor Darthalia going to get shot up?
Listen, the comeback starts right now.
Who will end up higher, her or Fangly Hoot? Who's gonna?
I was about to say that all of this is a foregone conclusion on who's gonna take the mean, mad, 32.5 spot, her or Fangly Hoot.
Race to the middle, baby.
Give us another spin. Give us another spin. Oh yeah! Oh, it was so close. I wanted both of them so bad.
But they're both contenders. But for the listener, it has landed on the WoW token, and I just came a little bit.
It did hover over Rendell for the longest, slowest, sensual of moments.
I guess for the newer listener, yes, we name literally whatever the fuck we want sometimes as the sexiest NPC. And this one was literally the WoW token, you know, the one that you buy for game time. I think because at some point we realized that like on like the shop page, there's like an image of it. And like they have like background graphic effects that really make it pop. And we're like, wait a minute. Why is it looking kind of hot in this lighting?
I won't lie. And this is 100% truth. I'm not trying to do a goofer. I have thought about running my fingers over a physical WoW token. Like the item that they show, like the big golden W on like a semicircle disc. I thought about like, what would it feel like to hold a WoW token? How would it feel?
It would feel good.
Like how heavy would it be? How smooth would it be?
I feel like it'd be a good, like hefty weight. It's giving me Compass a little bit. I think the gold will be like a little cold to the touch, and then the W is like raised enough that you could like run your fingers down it.
Yeah, this is something I would hold in my hand for. They should make a physical WoW token. I know people are gonna be like, I can't. They're so greedy. No, bitch, I'd buy the fuck out of this thing. Look at it.
I would buy the fuck like you could. Blizzard, Ian, peep your little peepers out of the vent. You could sell me that for $40, $40, and I would buy it to own the physical WoW token just to touch it.
And I almost had a feeling if they were to do that, they would still give you a $20 in-game WoW token as a part of the deal. They'd be like, here's two of them. You're one inside, one out.
You know what they should have? It's in real life price fluctuate based on demand.
You're crazy. Have a counter on it or something that just like goes up and down.
No, but legitimately, I'm not even joking. We are very serious in this moment. We think that this token is fucking sexy.
Is this number 5? Is that crazy? Is that too high? Is that not high enough?
No.
Is that not high enough? Should it be higher?
I may be drinking. Hold on. Let me look, because maybe this kicks someone out. So 5. Shit.
Yeah, so for listeners at home, number 1 is Laval. Number 2 is Imp Mother Agatha. Number 3 is the Borealis Rowers. Number 4 is Aviana. Number 5 is Fangly Hooch. Okay. Is it above Aviana?
So honestly, our top 4 is very sexy. We did say in the past that we can readjust things whenever we want. If at some point down the line we see the top 4 again and want to switch it up, so we could also do that. We could just be a little conservative here and slot it in at 4 for now. We could put it above Aviana. We could put it in the top 3. We could put it in the top 2. I'm down for whatever y'all want.
I was gonna say, is this a top 2 material? Is this 2? Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Are we being crazy?
It's tough to beat Zoval, but
Is that what you're saying?
no.
Be true to your heart.
I'm not trying to be a jokester or a gooster. Literally, this is the only one on the list that I've thought about physically holding. So I think I have to be true to my heart and say that the WoW token is number 1.
Put it in. Slide it in number 1. The WoW token. I'm
not even like. I have thought about what it would be like to hold the store image of the WoW token.
That is the funniest, and that, like, I haven't thought about holding any of the rest of these motherfuckers.
No, our logic is sound here. WoW token. We have a new number 1, baby.
I'm imagining Aaron in bed, up to the covers, shirtless, smoking a cigarette. Next to him's the WoW token on the pillow.
Just tactfully tucked in so you don't see her WoW token titties.
I love it. I love it so much.
All right. I think we stop there. I think we're running out of time. We should spin the wheel sooner next episode, I think, because we got to get through more of these, and also it's just fun. It's just funny.
No, I love it. Yeah, you're right though. It's taking a little bit of time, and I feel like maybe over these next few weeks we speed it up a little bit.
Let's go to our top 2. Medium moot. Immune. What you got?
Well, I have a top 2.
Two to loot.
Well, my top 2 is that now I am 2/3 of the way to triple threat. I have my DPS and my healing 10 pluses done. I feel like the 10 part isn't hard. I feel like sometimes it's just hard for us to find the specific last key that I need to run. For some reason, like, you know how we as a group just like always have like one dungeon.
What's your last one? Is it Motherload?
Oh, well, no, I'm done with them, but now I'm moving on to my tank. So
it was Motherload, right? That was the one that we did.
I believe it was the Motherload that we just did recently. I think it's also because like my priest is coming along on like some alt keys for a while, and then we just like weren't timing the Motherload. So like that was a whole other issue. So yeah, next step is buckling down and tanking some 10 pluses, I guess. I've timed like 2 or 3 of them so far, so I don't think it should be that hard. Yeah, just gotta make the time for it. But Aaron, what do you got this week?
Well, I have a medium moot this week.
Medium
moot.
It is that I really buckled down and I really tried hard to kill every single person in the Stormwind Horrific Vision. And I went through the whole thing, took me like half an hour plus, got out of there, didn't do it. But at the same time, this was maskless, mind you, I only had to use 1 recharge ball, and I just used it before Illyria just because, like, I don't want to run out of energy before the final boss. So it's good to know that it's easy enough to do. I just need to, I don't know, find a guide that shows me all hidden people in it or something like that. Or I don't know. Ogremar might be easier because I feel like there's fewer buildings and the buildings they do have are just small. So,
Yeah, I'm really torn on what I think is harder. I think Stormwind, they're harder in different ways, honestly. I've been trying to 8 mask, and it's so fucking hard with 8 masks on. For me, as a Resto Shaman, I'm like, what's the fucking trick here? What do I fucking gotta do?
But speaking of what you need to do, you need to tell me your TTBBMM, mister.
I have a top 2.
Top 2!
My top 2 is I'm really glad I saved my money not buying that ugly green transmog set and dragon, because I can stop by the trading post and get a red version and it looks even better.
Not even that. You can get a blue version too. There are 2 versions of everything that was in that $30 set for free.
That's so fucking funny to me. And I feel like those are 2 colors that I'd prefer, honestly.
Yeah, I guess we'll cover that more in the trading post review. I guess we didn't do that either because we have a new set of items to look at, right? Fuck. No, we're done with that.
Oh, no, I just meant no. We definitely did. We covered a lot today, but that wasn't in it.
But I had to pick, really. I was like, I can't buy both of these sets because I don't want to waste all my tendies on these. Like, I like them, but like I don't like them that much. So I bought the red flaming helmet and the red transmog set. And I really like how it looks on like an earthen's body. I guess it's a dwarf's body. But it's cool. I use the elements. I am the elements. It's cool. I'm a big fan. It got my nipples a little hard looking at that shit.
Speaking of people who keep my nipples at the same amount of stiffness, not trying to catch a case, here are our patrons. We're talking about Ahoy Vince, Azar, and Digital Dave asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Miskit, the Orchidee Orc. Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathian isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Alternator, Saracen Hawk, Justin, give me back my PhD, Arcane. Kick Puncher, Baba Booey McGee, Sugar Bear.
Time is money, friend.
Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman, Jerome, Ollie, Adorno. Hey! Losing the Patient, Gershy's going to East Hills, Duff the Horde Pooper Cooper, Calcus.
Oh, they took our jibs!
They took your jam! Dig your jam!
Cilantro, Alex A., Vanderlyle.
Have a nice day!
And Will, a.k.a. Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Pew, 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 pew. Join them at patreon.com/do-not-relent. Like I said, we recorded the best episode you've ever heard. Maybe next. You can email me at navarracoffin@gmail.com. Or you can go to the show stuff at do-not-relent.com for all things do-not-relent.com. Yeah, give them your information, folks.
Well, my information is as follows. You can find me on Twitter at NewEraAlex or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Bigacheesy on Twitters.com and watch me play Vigigrams at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
Time to record another episode before I play my Nintendo Switch 2.
I just took our 2 Nintendo Switches and taped them together. That's almost as good, right?
Yeah, buddy. 2. See ya. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.